Today in Squad Busters, I'm going to be showing you 10 troops that you need to be maxing out. I'll be showing you exactly what level these troops become good at, so either Ultra Form or Ultimate Form, and starting off in 10th place, we have the Ultra Bee. Now, her ability at Ultra Form is the bees that circle her move a lot faster, which is very, very important because it means you're doing more damage, and that damage is splash damage. So this is kind of when you get something called Bee Nado. You get those 3 sets of 4 bees circling you very quickly, and this is when you can chase someone down and kind of wipe out their squad. Although I will be honest, and I'm gonna say right now that I haven't been using Bee that much at the moment, and the main reason for that is because she's actually been getting kind of easy to counter. If someone's running a Bee, it's definitely dangerous, especially if it's at Ultra Form, but the main way to counter Bee is get like a miner, a couple splash damage units, run up to the player, stun them, and then, well, the splash damage units will take care of all the troops in their squad, and then the bees aren't going to be doing anything because they're circling on the outside, not the inside, which is where you've just stunned them to start taking them out. In 9th place, we have Ultra Dynamite, one of the best splash damage units in the game, kind of my favorite, not gonna lie at the moment. He's a little bit like the Ice Wizard, where he just does a lot of splash damage and he can completely wipe out people's squads. And what makes him important at Ultra Form and not Super Form is at Ultra Form, his bombs deal a lot more damage, which is the little things he throws to do splash damage. So if you have a Super Dynamite, nowhere near as good as an Ultra Dynamite. That Ultra Dynamite is very important. And by the way that I've been beating Ultimate Barbarian players as a free-to-play on my free-to-play account, Broke Claz, is by using an Ultra Dynamite with an Ultra Miner. I go attack a player with a Miner to stun them, and then my Ultra Dynamite, I'll have 1 or 2 fused Ultra Dynamites in my squad. It'll completely wipe out the enemy who has Ultimate Barbarian. Now in 8th place, we have the Ultra Ice Wizard, similar to Dynamite, although I think its Ultra ability is very important. Now the Ice Wizard is that troop that you'll see sometimes with the Ice Fan ability that can just completely one-shot someone's entire army and wipe out someone's squad, but he mainly becomes good at Ultra ability because at Super, it takes 6 shots for him to do his Ice Fan ability. At Ultra, it takes only 4 shots. You can see how important it is. And this is a 33% difference between a Super Ice Wizard and an Ultra Ice Wizard, which makes a huge difference. Having those 2 shots less for the Ice Fan to do its thing can completely save you in an attack. Now in 7th place, we have Ultra Poco, the best healer in the game by far, and I just want to say, even if you have a Super Poco, you should still use it. It's still better than Medic and Pam easily. But at Ultra Form, he just makes it so his healing ability happens a lot more often. So at Super Form, it's every 7 shots. At Ultra Form, it's every 5 shots, which is important because you can kind of out-heal damage you take with a fused Ultra Poco, or even 2 Ultra Pocos. Best healer in the game. I use him in all my games, no matter what. So in 6th place, we have Ultra Colonel Ruffs. Now, you might be thinking, Colonel Ruffs at Ultra Form, is it really that special? Because at Baby Form, he fuses up a random unit in your squad, and at Super Form, he gives you a lucky find every 6 chests, which alone, those are 2 very good abilities. But at Ultra Form, he actually makes it so all the fusions in your squad do more damage, meaning you get a little bit of a permanent rage spell, although a mini one. I'll show you guys here on screen, but if you have 1 Colonel Ruffs in your squad, you do 12% extra damage on all your fusions. If you have 2 Colonel Ruffs, it's 15%. If you have just 1 fused Colonel Ruffs, which is easy to get, you deal 20% extra damage over everyone else in your lobby. And you only really have to think this through and realize that if someone in your lobby has the same squad as you, and the only difference between you and them is the fact that they have an Ultra Colonel Ruffs, well, they're just gonna kill you so much quicker because they essentially have a mini rage spell. In 5th place, we have the Ultra Barbarian King. Now, this unit used to be a top 3 Ultra ability unit in the game, although with its nerf in the last update, it now only deals 60% extra damage with the Super Rage Spell. The Super Rage Spell used to deal 100% extra damage. So the difference between a Super Rage Spell and a normal Rage Spell, well, they both do the same amount of damage. The only difference is time. Either way, though, the Ultra Barbarian King, where you get that Super Rage Spell, even though it's the same as a normal Rage Spell, is still very important because a Rage Spell is still 60% extra damage and can allow you to wipe out everybody's squads. I always make sure I have a Barbarian King in that final minute just for that 1 Rage Spell so I can win a game. Up in 4th place, we have Ultra Mavis, the best farming unit in the entire game. Even better than an Ultimate Greg, although they're quite similar if I'm being honest. In fact, my main strategy currently playing this game on my free-to-play account, bro, Claz, is actually using one Ultra Mavis in the first 2 minutes of a game just to farm a bunch of carrots, maybe with like a fused Poco. And then after the 2-minute mark, you start getting these things called lucky finds. And all you do is you farm like 200, 250 coins, which is very doable with an Ultra Mavis. And then boom, you get a bunch of lucky finds, you win the game. And that's kind of the best way that I've been beating pay-to-win players or higher level players, is by doing this exact strategy. And it's very important that you have an Ultra Mavis. It will not work with a Super Mavis. Super Mavis just doesn't drop that many coins. Now, I will say if you have an Ultimate Greg, it's also very good, can drop a lot of coins, although less than a Mavis, but it's like very, very close. Now, in third place, we have the Ultra Hog Rider. So the Hog Rider is, in my opinion, the most important unit in the game, but we're not talking about the unit, we're talking about a specific evolution. So at an Ultra form, a Hog Rider will make it so your entire squad is moving faster. It's as if you have a Max and a Hog Rider all in one. Very important you have, because if someone else has a Hog Rider at Super Form and you have a Hog Rider at Ultra Form, well, you're just going to outrun them. And if you want to kill them, you can easily kill them. If you want to run away from them, you can easily run away from them. In fact, this was the first unit on my free-to-play account that I really focused on getting to Ultra Form. I would always buy him from the shop whenever I saw him in the daily deals. So something very important to get. So in second place, we have the most important ultimate in the game. I still think there's another unit that has a slightly better evolution, but it's going to be the Ultimate Barbarian in second place. Now, this troop is beyond busted. Everybody knows this. It's essentially 2 troops in one. You're buying 1 troop, but you're going to get 2 troops, 2 barbarians. Now, a lot of pay-to-win players will actually go around saying, Ultimate Barbarian isn't that OP, you can beat it, but these guys, they're trolling you, all right? They know that Ultimate Barbarian is really OP, and quite frankly, they don't want it to get nerfed because they want that advantage over the free-to-play players, and I've experienced this firsthand on my free-to-play account, so it is broken. Now, don't get me wrong, you can definitely counter an Ultimate Barbarian user. Best way to do that is with a Miner and a Dynamite. Dynamite and Miner, you stun the guy with the Ultimate Barbs. Dynamite just wipes out the Barbs and the Mini Barbs. It's actually really, really good. Very broken unit. You control middle. This is currently the unit right now that I'm putting everything into on my free-to-play account. Whenever I get a chest, Ultimate Barbarian, 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 Barbarian. Okay, so in first place, we have a unit which is beyond busted, somehow has escaped a bunch of nerfs. It's the Ultra Miner. A 1.5 second stun is mental because at Super Form, he only has a 0.5 second stun. Half a second, but at Ultra Form, it's nearly 2 seconds. It's broken. I can't believe it hasn't gotten a nerf yet. And you know what? It will get a nerf in the next update. I'm sure of it. But pretty much, this is the main way that I've been beating Ultimate Barbarian players, is by stunning them for like 2 seconds with, well, 1.5 seconds with an Ultra Miner, and then having my Ultra Dynamite just wipe out their mini Barbarians. I mean, you all know this. If you have an Ultra Miner, you know that you're winning a lot more games because of it. If you don't have an Ultra Miner, well, you know because someone's used it against you, and then you just can't move for half a decade. So yeah. Anyways, make sure to use code Claz in the Squad Busters shop if you ever do decide to buy anything, and check out my last video on screen right here if you want to watch more from me. And yeah, the video's on screen here. You tap it and you go watch it.